After winning Dr. Now's award for the least weight lost ever in a weight loss journey, Ontreon from season 10 of My 600 Pound Life must go down as one of the worst stars to ever appear in the series. Suffering from heart failure and diabetes, he is literally at death's door at just 36 years old. However, Ontreon seems to prove he doesn't care about this and he lives in constant denial, gives unbelievable excuses as to why he can't stick to the diet, and continues to stuff his face with whatever food he wants. In the beginning though, Ontreon sounds like he has all the motivation he needs to lose weight as he lists his health issues.
I take about 13 to 14 different medications to make sure my heart does not fail, and that's the only thing that keeps me out of the hospital.
There's barely anything Ontreon can physically do anymore because of his size. He can barely walk and sleeps on a mattress on the floor as he's too heavy for a proper bed.
Being this big is horrible. Think of your worst pain and then stretch it out over day in and day out every day. Some days it's hard for me to even get out of bed, but I gotta keep moving. I have a wife to take care of. I have a mother to help out as much as I can.
But despite Ontreon saying that he helps his wife with everything, it's clearly actually the other way around. He's so fat at this point that every physical movement comes with a risk, as he could fall over very easily. And as he needs to shower every single day, he needs to do it extremely carefully so he doesn't hurt himself.
I usually do what I call a pre-wash. I just try to put soap everywhere and wash really good from a sit-down position outside the tub. And then usually I get inside the shower to rinse off. And the reason why I do it that way is because I can only stand up for about 5 minutes. And I have slipped and fallen in the tub before. So I try to take as much measures to prevent a fall, as much as possible, and not to overdo it.
Even though he showers by himself, he can't do it unless his wife or mom are in the next room so that he can shout for help if he needs it, because he's fallen so many times before. After the shower, he spends the rest of the morning lying down because he's so tired from the exercise.
I'm simply just not able to move like I used to. Even just getting dressed and stuff like that. There's a challenge on every end.
Ontreon's wife must be the only one in the house who actually cares about what her husband eats. When she makes him dinner, he only wants unhealthy food and puts up a huge fight when she rejects him.
Hey, you gonna make lunch?
Uh-huh. What do you want to have for lunch?
Pizza.
Chimon, I'm gonna make fish.
And some rice?
Rice? I'm not gonna make the rice like mommy does with butter and stuff. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, babe, okay. Well, babe, why don't we put some of that cheese on there, on the rice?
No.
Ontreon doesn't take no for an answer when it comes to food, and that is what's largely responsible for his extreme weight. He blames his appetite on his pain from all of his health issues, and that's really difficult to accept given that his eating habits have gotten this way in the first place.
But on bad days, the overwhelmingness is a bottomless pit. So I eat and try to forget about my life and all the things that I've been through. It seems like there are so many things to forget.
When he was younger, all Ontreon did was eat. It's how his family bonded, surrounded by food, and he took that to the extreme as he grew up.
And what do? We eat. We play games, but we eat. We do this, but we eat. And so food and good food was always present.
He never learned what a healthy diet could look like. Instead, he learned to eat when he was hungry, but that was all the time. Coupled with the fact that Ontreon's family spoiled him with food as a way to make him feel better about his dad not being in his life, he developed a very unhealthy relationship with food from a young age.
In elementary school, I was 20, 30 pounds overweight. You know, nothing that no one really noticed, but it definitely became more of an issue in middle school, around the 7th grade area. Because when I was 12, my grandfather up and had a stroke and died. And food definitely became more of a comfort. So dealing with the grief of that, instead of reaching to other sources, I kind of let all that go. You try to fill a void that you can't fill with food. And so that's when I started really noticing that was an issue at school. Then my estranged father died of a heart attack. And even though I never spent any time with him, I was overwhelmed with grief. The lack of care became present. And so definitely the weight added on quickly after that.
Looking back, it's easy to see how he got over to 600 pounds, a string of tragedies that led him to indulge in the only comfort he knew. And with no one to help him control it, his unlimited access to whatever food he wanted would ultimately lead him to super morbid obesity. By the time Ontreon was 18, he weighed over 450 pounds. more than double the healthy weight of someone for his height. After finishing school, he worked in security for 7 years, continuing to eat the way that he's always done. But you can only go on like this for so long before your body starts to reap the consequences. And Ontreon was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Ontreon's excessive body mass causes the heart to struggle to pump enough blood to meet his body's needs. The only way that he can try and help this is to start losing weight.
Every time we go out, I can do less, and how far I can go gets shorter and shorter, and I feel short of breath before I can even make it to the door.
Despite every day getting harder, Ontreon continues to make bad choices when it comes to food, even though he knows it's not what his body needs, and his wife encourages him not to get a million different snacks at the shop.
See, this is what we need.
Okay, that's enough sweets for now.
Hey, baby, can you bring me a chair?
The chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't eat those sweets, you will be able to walk this far.
Musa is literally fed up with Ontreon, and you can see it. She's the total opposite of an enabler. She tries to get him to eat not so much unhealthy food, cooks him proper meals, and supports him to try harder. Yet, he ignores her at every turn. There's not much more Musa can do for Ontreon until he starts making better choices on his own. But Musa can only help him some of the time, as she can't always say no to him, as he clearly becomes aggressive. When Ontreon demands ice cream with his dinner, like a literal child by the way, she eventually gives up and brings it to him.
Are you gonna want ketchup or one little bit more?
Of course I want ketchup. Cookies and cream.
Ice cream, you're gonna have it after you finish. You want to eat
No, I
both?
want to have it now.
I'm not getting him ice cream.
I will. Take it easy.
What? Really?
And not to mention the entire pizza that he eats with a huge portion of chips, while his mom and wife share a normal portion. Ontreon is running out of options. He's never lost any weight successfully despite his efforts, so he decides to see Dr. Now, who will hopefully help him to be able to lose enough weight to save his life. The road trip to Houston though to see him will take about 7 hours, and it should be a time where Ontreon reflects on changes that he's going to make and plan for the future. But Ontreon has other ideas.
Maybe there was a couple of restaurants I wanted to stop by in Houston. Barbecue sandwiches do sound good with some sauce.
Man, whole thing will be gone after we see the doctor.
Yeah, baby, you know, it'll be a couple of days after then we can start. You don't have to be right after.
As long as he says it was cutting.
We just, baby,
No,
we
Tom.
can start. We can start a few days after.
No.
I think Ontreon's attitude here really sets the scene for his episode. He's using this road trip as an opportunity to eat, rather than a trip which will save his life. He has congestive heart failure at 36 because he's so fat, yet it still isn't sinking in just how much his life is at risk with choices like these. And when Ontreon finally learns his weight, he sees just how much these kinds of decisions has impacted his health.
The scale has never been my friend, so it's no wonder I hate this part.
Okay, you want to step up on the scale?
At best, it's a number I don't want to see. At worst, it's like a death sentence. My only hope is that my weight hasn't gotten so far out of control that Dr. Now won't even agree to help me. I'm just hoping that I'm in the 600s.
Your weight is 702.
All right. Oof.
Weighing 600 pounds is life-threatening enough, but Ontreon weighs over 700. It's way more than he expected, and proof that his eating habits are well out of control. Given all of his health issues too, Dr. Now wants to understand what Ontreon's diet is like, and what kinds of foods tempt him the most.
All right, so what seems to be the issue with your eating habit?
It's not the best. I do eat a lot of fast food, and I eat a lot of sweets. Those are the two main things that I guess that keeps me overweight.
You eat a lot of sweets and fast food?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you do that, you're going to be 700 pounds. So and what are you willing to do to change that?
I don't know. I did make a promise to my wife that I'm gonna cut out fast foods. Pretty much we're going to do a diet plan and we're gonna stick to it and to eat at home. And I should see results.
Fast food and sweets have the most calories yet leave you feeling the least full, which is why Ontreon needs to eat so much of them. And his attitude throughout the appointment is just very strange too. He acts like this is all a joke.
I'm gonna have to give up the at least the fast foods and the sweets. There's something that's gonna have to take place. And it's, I don't think that that's going to fix the problem, but there's at least there's going to be a good start. But it's not going to be easy for me though. It's definitely going to be a challenge.
I agree with all that. But the first step is you showing that you are willing to do what you say. Because it sounds like you said all this before. And so far, it seems like you go in the other direction. Okay?
I think the 1200 calorie diet is going to be a massive wake-up call for Ontreon, but I don't really think he's going to stick to it. For the first time in his life, he's going to have to say no to food and stick to 3 400 calorie meals a day with no snacking. It's bound to be difficult, but he doesn't really have a choice if he wants to live to 40.
It's been almost a month since my appointment with Dr. Now. So far, it's been a struggle to do the right thing. The biggest challenges have been finding things I still like to eat. Because I'm already eating such a small amount that what I do eat needs to be things that I like and that I know that I'm going to eat. And so following the diet the best way that I can. And I find that, I have days where all I do need is a protein shake or something like that. And my wife has mentioned that protein shakes are not on the diet, but basically the way that I'm looking at it is that I need to make things easier for myself right now because it's hard enough already.
It winds me up so much when patients like Ontreon eat food that isn't on the diet and then wonder why they haven't lost any weight. Having a protein shake isn't so much of a bad thing, but he's drinking his calories and it won't leave him feeling full. And not to mention, it's not on his diet plan. People seem to think that having a protein shake is like a healthy option instead of a meal. A protein shake is just like anything else. It's a diet supplement. You don't replace meals with a protein shake. It seems like Ontreon is going to the extremes because with his exercise too, he isn't doing the ones Dr. Now asked him to do at home, but seeing a PT at a local gym instead. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just obviously won't stick to it. It's easier for Ontreon to get into the habit of doing exercises at home every day than driving to a gym and meeting with a PT. It's like he's trying to do everything at once, and when you try and do that, you're more than likely going to burn out. And bending the rules of his diet and exercise is going to make it really difficult for him to lose weight, and it's frustrating to watch because Dr. Now has given him all the tools to stay on his diet and is available for support. But it seems like even Ontreon isn't confident that the changes he's made will have any effect on his body, probably because he hasn't really made any and he's just doing it for the cameras.
Babe, I don't know if I came even close. I don't think I did,
You've been doing the diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other things we just have to clear up with him about the shakes because I told you shakes no, but you said the book said yes. It's like we're understanding it in a different way.
All right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we say different things. It doesn't help.
I hear you, baby. Dr. Now told me to lose 80 pounds in 2 months. So if I did that, I would have weighed 622 pounds today.
Your weight is 683.
At least I lost something, but I guess I saw that coming.
You can go to room 5.
While it's good that Ontreon did lose some weight, 19 pounds isn't that much for someone who's over 600 pounds. This slow weight loss will take him years to get down to a healthy weight, and he might not have that time left.
I don't think you've really done much of the diet except maybe 1 or 2 days. I don't think you really have done any of this exercise, maybe 5 minutes. So you're not taking this seriously and making excuses not to be healthy and do the right thing with your diet and your exercise. And in the end, all you did was you made some changes, but not a lot of changes. So what changes do you think you made?
I've really been trying to stick with the 1,200 calorie diet per day. I know that me and my wife, we discussed about protein shakes. And I know that I've been drinking some protein shakes, and she's been honoring me about that because she said they would. I'm not supposed
What
to
do you mean? You drinking protein shake?
Yes.
Okay. You have eaten the food that belongs to the next 5 years. How in the world do you need a protein shake? What do you need to take a protein shake for? Who gave you that idea?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was because it was low in calories.
What do you mean you don't know? We gave you stuff to read and then said no supplement, no shakes. So did you read the stuff I gave you?
I did read some of it. I haven't read it all.
Well, but you have to understand what to do, what not to do. So I'm not going to ask you any question. Let me ask her.
When Dr. Now asks Musa what the truth actually is, she doesn't hold back, which is pretty unusual to be honest, as normally the guest is the enabler, so they make millions of excuses for them. Like, we've seen it a ton of time on the channel when the £600 life patient will bring the enabler with them, and the enabler will make excuses. And if you haven't seen that on my channel before, make sure you subscribe, because I upload these videos every single Friday.
And then the other day, he was eating peanut butter. He said it's there in the book that he must eat peanut butter. I said, I read it. It doesn't say that. And then we started arguing about that. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it until we go back to the doctor so that he can explain to you, because it's not there. Like, it feels like maybe the food is the same. I told him, if you go through the book and look at the food, it's not the same. It's different kinds. Just because you don't like it, but it's good for you, just take it. Because if you're full, you're not going to think of taking peanut butter. That's what I told him. So we're waiting to come back so that you tell him that the shakes is a no-no, peanut butter is a no-no.
Musa read Dr. Now's book from back to front, yet Ontreon has only glanced at a few pages. It's like he thinks the situation is one big joke and forgets that his life is on the line.
Well, you're diabetic, you have a high blood pressure, you are grossly overweight, and you're killing yourself with the food, and we give you some instruction to read every night and follow those instructions, but you decided to do whatever you want, but you don't have time to play around and do this, because when you are 700 pounds, all that pressure on your heart and your lung, it is only a matter of time before they give out. I have a lot of concern with your heart and number of medication taken with your blood sugar and so forth. You're not a healthy person. And this is a very dangerous situation you're in, and you need to try harder, get your weight down before it's too late.
Dr. Now gives Ontreon another 2 months to lose 80 pounds, and he will have to try a hell of a lot harder this time around. He also says that if Ontreon has any questions about the diet, like if he wants to know if he should be drinking protein shakes and eating peanut butter, then to call him. So there's literally no excuse for him to be uncertain about what he should be eating. The worst part is that Musa is willing to make all of his meals, following the diet to a T, and the food she makes actually looks really good. She's desperate for Ontreon to lose weight so they can have a proper life together, but he just doesn't seem willing to change.
For one day, and then he gives up and says, no, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow is the same story. We never stick to a diet. So I am going to do everything I can to help him. But I told him, like, I cannot waste my time helping you to lose weight, and it's either you do it or you don't want to do it.
One thing I haven't mentioned yet about Ontreon is that he's training to be a pastor. In itself, it's extremely exciting for Ontreon to have goals and a path to follow as he continues his weight loss journey. But this completely takes him off track, as he used it as an excuse to stay off diet, somehow.
And so I slipped up on some of my diet, but I still worked hard to do my best. And I'm hoping to see some good results. Maybe even a little bit better than last time.
Okay, you can step on the scale.
Last appointment, I weighed 683 pounds. Dr. Now wanted me to lose 80 pounds in 2 months. And if I did that, it would mean that I'm down to around 603 today.
Okay, your weight is 689.
Do I really need to say anything at this point? I'm honestly not surprised that Ontreon has gained weight. He knew himself that he had. I don't see how Ontreon could use his excuse of graduating as a pastor to stay off the diet for 2 months. Maybe one day to have a buffet and some cake as a big celebration, but he did not need to overeat enough to gain weight instead of losing. And I also think it's suspicious that Musa isn't there with him this time too. Maybe she got sick of all of his excuses and knew that wasn't going to change. And even Dr. Now questions it too.
So what happened to your wife? She gave up on you?
No, she didn't give up on me. She had a couple of appointments and stuff, and so they're trying to still work on her green card and stuff, so.
All right, well, it is a good thing she's not here to see your result, because instead of losing 80 pounds in 2 months, you gained 6 pounds. You want to explain that?
I plead the Fifth Amendment.
Not sure if I totally believe Ontreon here either. I wouldn't blame Musa if she did decide to leave him. She is doing everything she can for him and he doesn't even seem to care. She might not have even come because she couldn't bear to see that he'd gained weight. And I just hope she gets her green card for sticking with him at least.
Well, of course, to be honest, you can't lie to me when the scale is my lie detector. It already told me he had a lot of cheat days. The question is why, when it's gonna kill you.
When you think about it, Ontreon gained 6 pounds when he was supposed to be on the diet. Now imagine how much weight he would have gained if he wasn't on the diet at all and given into all of his cravings. He would have definitely gained a lot more. That's why it is so important for these patients to stay on track, because once they start going back to the old habits, they can reverse all of their progress. His health is on the line. He has congestive heart failure, diabetes and lipedema, yet he doesn't seem to understand that it will kill him if he keeps stuffing his face.
That's death, you know, and I know that. And so,
but knowing that, it's still not enough for you to give up the food. And you're not gonna live much longer at this rate. But we can't seem to wake you up to understand that. So I'm gonna send you to psychotherapy to see if they can make some sort of difference. But if they can't, then you're done and we are not moving ahead with you. So this is your last chance to take it, to save your life. And if you don't take it, I don't think you're gonna have any more chances. So you either not do the right thing or you give it up. And be honest with yourself. There's nothing magic in here that's gonna help you except you gonna make the decision to be healthy and watch your diet.
Doctor now gives Ontreon one final chance to lose 80 pounds in 2 months, and if he fails, he's going to be kicked off the program. A few weeks after the appointment, Ontreon does see a therapist, but he still fails to make a lot of good choices, like getting fast food even though he knows he shouldn't.
Hello, how are you? Good. Let me get, a caramel frap with that cinnamon roll. Yeah.
All right, man. We will get this right out for you.
Okay.
Despite literally eating cinnamon buns every day, Ontreon believes that he's worked hard enough to lose 80 pounds over the past 2 months. He's been working with a therapist a lot too, and he's been speaking through some of his emotional issues, which he uses as an excuse to eat more.
Working on all this emotional stuff has been good, but it made it a lot harder for me sometimes to end it because it makes me want to eat. It really does, so it's just been a struggle these last few months.
Ontreon?
But that is exactly where Ontreon's problem lies. He uses food as a reward for when he's upset, and he's just always upset. The weight gain seems inevitable because he can't seem to break the cycle and stick to the diet plan, which is why his next weigh-in goes as it does.
And my assignment was to lose 80 pounds in 2 months. And if I did that today, I would have been down to 609 pounds.
Okay, your weight is 704.
That's a weight gain of 15 pounds instead of a loss of 80 pounds. He's going so far in the opposite direction that he still must be eating well over probably 10,000 calories a day.
It's so discouraging sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna go to room 5.
It feels like no matter what I do, it's not gonna be good enough.
It's a wonder how Ontreon is still in denial about his weight gain. For everyone else, it's as clear as day. He isn't sticking to the diet. But for Ontreon, he may be stuck to the diet for 1 or 2 days and overate a huge amount the rest. He counts this as putting in a lot of effort, when in reality, he's not put any in at all. Dr. Now won't be happy, and Ontreon is feeling the pressure.
Because not only did you gain weight, you're heavier than the first day I saw you. So it's been 7 months, and we haven't made any progress, and nothing we have done has been able to wake you up. And it looks like that includes psychotherapy too. Did you learn anything from starting therapy?
What I learned is that I need to deal with the emotional baggage that I have and to process it and learn how to overcome it. I don't know exactly where I messed up at because from our discussion that me and him had that it was kind of my emotional baggage is related definitely to the weight. So somewhere I didn't figure something out, and so I definitely want to see him again to continue to work on the psychological part, and I definitely believe that the physical weight too will line up.
How do you explain that you gained 15 pounds instead of losing any?
Instead of dealing with his weight immediately or right now, Ontreon always wants to wait. He's so used to saying that he'll start his diet tomorrow that he likely never even started in the first place. And now he wants to wait until he's overcome his emotional issues. There will never be a better time for Ontreon than now, because with each pound he gains, he risks his health more and more.
You have not made that choice to change your life, and you keep gaining. I don't have any objection for you to seeing the therapist again.
Dr. Now lays it all out for Ontreon. He's tried everything, given him all the tools that he could ever want, and he hasn't used any of them. But despite this, Ontreon still believes he's made good progress somehow. But I can't understand in what way he thinks he has.
You know, I don't know. So I guess my thing is that no, I don't have, I'm not where we want to be. But just don't give up on me yet. You don't have to. That's not your position to. You can, that's fine, I understand. But I know there's progress that has been made. It's just not as significant as where we want it to be. And maybe even as quickly as we want it to be, but there's progress. I can say today that yes, I want to live today. You asked me that yesterday and I was honest with you, I would have told you, no, I don't care. But today, I do. You know, it's just one step at a time, and it is frustrating. You know, everybody was upset at the scale, but they don't feel the disappointment that I feel and the frustration. So that's on me. You know, we can talk about whatever, but that hurts me more than anybody else because I know the changes that I've been making and trying to keep making, even though I struggle, even though the weight says one thing, I've been making changes and doing my best. And I understand everything that you said. I understand everything that Moses said, even my mother.
Now, it is sad watching Ontreon get emotional, but ultimately, he's delusional. You can't sit there and say you're making changes when the scale keeps going up. No progress has been made if you're going in the wrong direction. And I think deep down, Ontreon doesn't really care about losing weight at all. He wants to be accepted at his size, so he no longer feels guilty about the stress he puts on others. Dr. Now officially cuts Ontreon from the program after failing. But this isn't the last we see of him, as he makes an appearance in the follow-up show Where Are They Now? But honestly, it's just the exact same as the first episode. He comes back on the show a year later to prove to Dr. Now that he can be successful and thinks he's lost a good amount of weight. But as you'd expect, that hasn't happened.
I'm at Dr. Now to hopefully show him I've been able to start making the progress he wants. At my last appointment, I was up to 704. So I'm hoping that I made it to around 624. Okay.
Wow, a whopping 2-pound drop. And to make matters worse, his health has significantly deteriorated from the last time we saw him too. He can barely walk anymore and his heart failure's gotten a hell of a lot worse. He constantly wheezes and seems like he can't take a full breath.
Well, at least I didn't gain.
There's nothing good about it.
I'm disappointed and very upset. I regret asking for this appointment and realized it was a mistake. But I don't know what happened because I thought I was doing a lot better this time.
I can't believe Moosa's even still with him. She's so disappointed and sick of his excuses. Obviously, he hasn't lost any weight. You can tell just by looking at him, and it was daft of him to even make an appointment. Dr. Now isn't impressed that Ontreon is yet again wasting his time.
I'm doing well. Well, Ontreon, you get the gold medal of not losing any weight. You know, that has never happened. 10 months and not losing any weight, and tell me that you're turning things around.
Despite making zero progress, Ontreon is still in denial and thinks he's been doing well these past months.
I have been working on it. I know that I haven't been always 100% on it, but at the same time...
Let's rephrase that. You've been on it on 0%, not being 100% is not correct. So I don't know what is your purpose of coming here and seeing us. What do you expect that we can do for you?
I'm still working on the change. I know that I haven't lost any this times, but I'm trying.
Are you trying and not losing any weight? Are you in a path of killing yourself with the food? And no matter what we're telling you, you keep doing it. And when you're 700 pounds, if you follow the 100-calorie diet, you can lose 80 pounds, 100 pounds a month. To maintain your weight that you are, you have to eat 6,000 to 7,000 calories a day. And that's what you keep doing that. And you expect you keep eating the same thing and we make you lose weight, that's not gonna happen.
Since his follow-up episode, it doesn't look like Ontreon has lost any more weight. He created a public Facebook page to document his progress, but he hasn't posted anything related to his own weight loss in years, and just promotes his Cash App. As of May this year, he still looks to be with Musa, and she is a saint for putting up with him. Other than that, there aren't any other updates on Ontreon, but it's safe to say that he's definitely one of the biggest failures on the show, leaving his episode heavier than when he first started. And if you want to see another total and utter failure of my 600 pound life, click the video on your screen now. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video, follow me on Instagram at BigCraigYT. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.